The following is an AZPM original production.
Arizona Science is supported by Research Corporation for Science Advancement.
For AZPM, I'm Leslie Tolbert, Regents Professor Emerita in Neuroscience at the University of Arizona, and this is Arizona Science. Our guest today is Matthew Grilli, Associate Professor and Director of Clinical Training in the Psychology Department at the university. Matt's an expert in many aspects of how our brains learn and remember and even forget. Thanks for joining us, Matt.
Thanks for having me.
Your research is focused really broadly on how our brains make and store memories, and you've talked with us before about how our brain's ability to lay down new memories changes over time, changes as we get older. Mm-hmm. But today, I'd like to ask you to talk about your really fascinating work on amnesia, how our brains forget some memories. What drew you to study amnesia?
Well, I think if you have the opportunity to meet with someone who has clinical amnesia, it's a fascinating window into the importance of memory and some of the sort of incredible ways in which the brain works. You can see how our ability to mentally travel back in time and relive moments that we cherish can unfortunately be taken away from us.
How do you distinguish amnesia, clinical amnesia, from the kind of forgetting that we all do every day? We don't remember necessarily how we chose Cheerios over cornflakes this morning for breakfast or what color cars we saw on our way to the university. Tell us how you define amnesia.
Clinical amnesia is a much more severe form of memory forgetfulness. Amnesia affects two types of what we can call conscious memory. One is our ability to retrieve facts. These can be facts about ourselves, the people around us, how the world works, anything. And the other is our ability to retrieve events and relive them in our mind. Amnesia, when it comes to facts, it mostly affects the ability to make new facts. An individual who develops amnesia still has access to most of the knowledge that they laid down prior to the onset of that amnesia. They just can't make new facts.
You've raised the question, am I still me if I can't recall my past? Talk about that.
Well, some of what we've learned over the years by researching this question is that, fortunately, most people with amnesia still have a good sense of who they are, or I suppose I should say who they were. So it is fair to say that individuals with amnesia are in some sense stuck in time because they struggle to make new facts, because they can't remember recent events. Over time, their sense of who they are does become outdated in most cases, but they still are able to hold on to and reminisce about a lot of the factual information that they learned, their life story, leading up to the moment that they unfortunately developed their amnesia.
So what do you see as the next most exciting thing around the corner?
Well, one of the things we're really interested in my lab is taking advances in cognitive neuroscience and turning them into better clinical assessments. And that's a direction that we're going. I think it's been a fascinating couple of decades in understanding through cognitive neuroscience models, and this has given us some really valuable hints and directions for developing better clinical interventions so that we can identify a wide range of diseases in their early stages when there might be better opportunities for treatment.
Well, you're in a very exciting area of research. Thanks very much for giving us a glimpse into the mechanisms and manifestations of amnesia. It's such an important issue. Matthew Grilli is an expert in the brain mechanisms that create and that lose memories. You can listen to this and all Arizona Science conversations at azpm.org/Arizona Science. I'm Leslie Tolbert.
Thank you to Research Corporation for Science Advancement for their support of Arizona Science. AZPM podcasts are made possible in part by donations from listeners like you. Learn more at support.azpm.org. Thank you.